Welcome to my channel. We're making cinnamon rolls today with my mom.
Hello.
What we need is 2 cups of all-purpose flour and a packet of yeast, which is also 2 1/4 teaspoons. We're gonna put that in the mixer. And you need to heat up milk, butter, salt, and make sure the butter is melted, and then we put in the mixer.
The dry ingredients. We're gonna mix it all up, right?
Yes, make sure your mixer is locked, and then you pour it in, and then you start to stir. Once it stirs a little bit to incorporate, we add the 2 eggs. 1, 2.
Okay.
And you wait until it comes all together. And once it comes all together, we're gonna flour the table surface and form it into a ball, and we're gonna put it into a container that is slightly greased, and we're gonna put it in a warm place to rise for about an hour or double in size. You need to beat on high for about 3 minutes, and then we're gonna flour the surface and knead it a little bit until we can form the shape. Alright, our dough is done mixing. It's gonna be very
sticky
and loose. It's not your typical bread dough where it's very, very firm. This is going to be a very loose, soft dough. It almost looks like cake batter, but it will turn into delicious cinnamon rolls. What you need to do, so don't stick too much to yourself, flour your hands. Like you're washing your hands in flour. Alright, now we gotta put it all on floured surface. Make sure your surface is very well floured. You may need to add more. And just take it out. And then get as much as you can out of
help ya?
this. Yes.
Oh, sticky but good. Let's see if we can get some more out of here. So sticky. Might have to use their flour first.
So what you need to do is get some flour and put it on top so it doesn't stick too much, and knead. See, it's very, very sticky. So if you don't have flour in your hands, you're gonna definitely be stuck. They knead
Do a ball.
You don't have to knead too much. Kneading just helps get it all incorporated and the air bubbles out. And then knead. Then you get a grease bowl. And once you're done kneading is basically like folding it over on itself, over and over. There's many different techniques you can do. You don't have to get too fancy.
Okay.
And then now,
And a ball. We've already sprayed this bowl with some oil spray.
so put in the ball as best as you can.
And there you go.
And you can maybe tap some flour off. It will get double in size. You put it in there. You put a covering on top. and you put in a warm spot for about an hour until it's double in size. Alright, the dough rose for about an hour and doubled in size. Now we need to punch down the dough and divide it in half and let rest for 10 minutes. So what you're going to do is that.
Covered for 10 minutes, right?
Let rest for 10 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
And once it's doubled in size, it's going to get sticky again. But that's why you just go plump. Get as much as you can out. Put it into a ball-ish. Because you're going to want to cut it in half. It doesn't matter if it's slightly uneven. If you really want to make sure the sizes and weight is exact, you'll use a scale. But you just want to
You can eyeball it.
eyeball it, cut it in half. It doesn't really matter if some, and you just let it rest a bit. I would suggest you let it rest on flour for about 10 minutes. So we rest on the flour for 10 minutes and we'll cover it.
Okay.
And set your timer for 10 minutes and it'll be ready to roll into a rectangle and put your cinnamon sugar filling in. Alright, they rested for 10 minutes. Now, you need to take one.
And roll it out, huh?
Yeah, we're gonna roll it out into like a squarish type shape. A squarish,
Rectangular.
oval. Try to get as much as like a rectangle as you can. It might be more of a rounded rectangle. And it doesn't have to be
Ooh,
perfect.
that looks pretty good.
You just gotta do that if you want to. Almost like if you're making a pizza, but more squarish. And then, there you go.
Okay.
Now we put the butter. You just take some butter and you butter it up. Get it all nice and buttered up. Then we're going to put our cinnamon. You do these to both loaves. Both rolls. Put butter. And you sprinkle of cinnamon
Cool.
all over it.
Yummy, yummy.
It's gonna be yummy. Cinnamon rolls. We made some cream cheese frosting. You can hand make it or go to the store and buy some.
Okay.
The cream cheese recipe.
2 3-ounce packages of cream cheese, so 6 ounces total. A half a cup of butter, 2 teaspoons of vanilla, and about 4 1/2 to 4 3/4 cups of powdered sugar. That's for the cream cheese icing if you want that as an option.
Now, with these, you're gonna
Huh.
just roll as best as you can.
Hmm.
And
Seal the
then you just,
seal the seams.
the seams, you can just pinch them and just roll it. If they're not completely sealed, they will eventually seal once you cut it. So, cut it, cut it, cut it. You can do 12 or 8 rolls.
Depending how big you want them.
Once they're cut, you put into a pan. Make sure it's nice and greased. Wherever the seam is, make sure they're nice and touching. You want them to be pretty tight in here, because when they rise, you want them to be go up and not expand too far out, because they may become flat if they're not together. Now we let cover and put it in a warm spot and let double for about 30 minutes. And then we need to put it in the oven for about 375 degrees for about 20 to 25 minutes. Alright, here they are all risen. About doubled in size. Just gotta preheat the oven to 375 degrees. And these will bake for about 20 to 25 minutes. Now that they're out of the oven and cooled down a little bit, we're gonna add some cream cheese frosting. All you gotta do is plop it. Don't be afraid to use your hands, because you may have to use your hands a little bit, and or you can just smear it on real nice.
So, what else are you gonna do during a pandemic except bake, right, Zach?
Right. Make sure you get your sweets in. And then you can just pull them right off.
Mm-hmm.
If you wanted to, you could get a bigger pan if you'd like. But I like the smaller pan so they scrunch together. And they will overflow the pan a bit. And then you're all finished. Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe.